Hello and welcome to episode 53 of the BitSocket podcast. I am permanent presenter Scott White.
I am the Gilded Cage, Gavin Spence.
The Gilded Cage, I quite like that.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Joe's not going to be in this podcast. Joe's away living it up in Austin, Texas. So I thought I'd get a wee guest. And who else could I get from the gaming scene? But not just the gaming scene of Glasgow, the supernatural scene.
That's right.
Of Glasgow. It had to be Gavin Spence.
I like this idea that obviously I don't really necessarily follow you on Twitter or anything. Well, I mute you.
Yeah.
But when you asked me to be on the show, I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. This whole Joe's away thing is kind of weird now because wherever he's hiding, he's been hiding a while. Is just going to get him out?
It's weird that, isn't it? Like, there's all these pictures of him saying he's in Texas, but it looks suspiciously like my hand. That just looks like Glasgow.
Well, where is he though, seriously?
Yeah, he's not going to be here. Sorry.
For real?
Aye.
That's fine.
Cool.
You've had your moments, don't worry. He is my favourite, but you have had your moments.
I try.
Mm-hmm.
And I try really hard, and I think it shows that I'm a try-hard.
You're a real try-hard.
But, so, we're going to do... We've done a guest since... I don't know if I did the one with Richie or Ali first. I think it was Ali first, and then I had Richie Morgan of I Hate Doctor Who fame.
Aye. Well, esteemed company in that case.
Well, that's it. He's got grey hair, so that makes him look distinguished.
I've got no hair.
You've got some hair.
You're tall, you carry it well, don't worry about it.
Your beard's quite full.
Thank you.
Anyway, that's enough about that. This is a games podcast.
Give it a smell.
Now, I know you do a games podcast, but this is a games with a capital G podcast.
This is the big thing.
This is pretty much like, you know the Big Show?
Mm-hmm.
The wrestler?
Yes.
He used to be called the Wee Show. And then he got his chance to become the Big Show.
Mm. When he went on to another podcast.
Yeah.
Okay,
much.
I get you.
Does he still wrestle? Do you even follow wrestling? Have I just assumed in my head that
I
you
sadly do still follow wrestling, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The Big Show is not currently active, I don't believe.
He's not killed anyone, has he?
In storyline?
No.
Generally. Probably. I imagine he's killed quite a few people.
Yeah.
Probably killed himself through years of drug abuse or something.
Anyway, Gavin, what games have you been playing?
I've recently been playing King of Fighters 14.
Oh, is it good? Well, I played the demo.
Yeah.
And I quite enjoyed that.
Will you tell me?
No, you tell me.
Oh, right, is this it? Right, sorry. Again, this is the big time. I don't know how it works.
The big leagues.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot. Street Fighter 5 didn't really click with me. I tried my best with Street Fighter. I didn't try my best. I didn't really practice. But it didn't really come as easily to me as King of Fighters seems to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just because, you know, if you're the best at fighting games in your wee group,
yeah,
and then you go to an actual thing where other people who you've never met completely scud your arse at the game, I think it might just be that. But I'm finding King of Fighters just coming to me naturally. I think I may be some sort of King of Fighters savant. That's
quite good.
Yeah.
I always find like things like Glez games, which you're heavily involved in.
Heavily.
Whenever
is that a weight thing? A weight gag?
Well,
because I'm big.
I'll let you decide.
It was.
Like folk will be like, "Oh, do you want to have a shot at this game?" And I'll be like, "Oh, have we shot a Street Fighter or whatever?" Then they give me a fighting stick, and I'm like, "Oh fuck." I'm out my depth already.
I tried my best again with the fight stick. I'm going to stick with the fight stick just because I've spent the money on it.
Yeah,
and I might as well. But even your man like Sean Bell from Midnight Resistance, I was playing him in the Glez game thing. He was like, "I've not played Street Fighter in years. Oh, I don't think I've even really played 5." And it just scudded me because I just don't have the Street Fighter instinct, that killer instinct, you might say. I'm
a Virtua Fighter man.
Yeah, really.
Virtua Fighter is the game that I like. I'm not great at any fighting game. I'm passable at Soul Calibur.
Okay.
And I'm alright at Virtua Fighter. So I enjoy those ones more.
The boring ones?
The boring ones. Well, I also enjoy Dead or Alive, but you're not allowed to say you enjoy Dead or Alive.
No, you can't say you like that, no.
I can't say that Dead or Alive 5 is better than Street Fighter 5, except in a live show, which we did a couple of weeks ago.
Did you do a live show? No, you get to do in fighting games, you get to say, and it makes you look really cool. You say, Bushido Blade, bring that back.
Oh, I've got Bushido Blade
I bet you
through another room, actually.
I bet you do.
I wasn't one of these people that played it at the time, though. I think I got my copy like when I was like 26. I was like, because I read like a retrospective on, I think Eurogamer had like, why Bushido? It's probably something like Bushido Blade was the Dark Souls of fighting games or something.
We've had it about 8-9 years now, so.
It was good. Oh, when I was 26.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I'm just making a wee joke.
Oh, that was good. Oh, at least you tried it. You've been playing any other games?
No. I finished up Abzu on the PS4 because I'm a massive fan. Journey and Flower are two of my favourite games.
Yeah. Is it the same makers?
It's the same art director from those games. He created this new studio called Giant Squid, and the game is it's an amalgamation of Journey and Flower set underwater. It's beautiful. and hits all the same notes as those games. That kind of emotional pull that they have. Very much worth your money and time.
I love Flower. Flower is like one of my favourite. I nearly said non-games, but that's insulting because it is a proper game.
Yeah.
But it's one of those like nice, relaxing games. Except for when it gets really intense near the end, and like you start thinking, "Oh fuck, I need to actually pay attention.
I need to worry about this.
I can't just waggle my pad."
But yeah, no, definitely. Everyone go out and get Abzu.
Oh, I'll pick that up. Anything else?
No. Do you know what? I tried to play. I'm allowed to say that I hacked my Vita.
Yeah,
to play the SNES. I'm allowed to say that in the big thing.
Oh, you can say it.
Do the police listen to this podcast?
Well, we are the #1 most listened to video games podcast by Strathclyde Police.
By the scum. Just cut that out, please. Don't want to get my motor clamped. But yeah, so I've just been playing through. Like, I completed the Lost Levels. Never done that before. Through the use of save states.
Nice.
It was incredible.
That's how I completed Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gotta love save states, man. What have you, never mind me. What have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Well, I played and completed Deus Ex, the brand new Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which of course you can see our review on our YouTube channel as well. I think it plays really well. I think the story's a bit pump.
Okay.
Like, it feels like by the time you completed it, it doesn't feel like anything's moved that far forward.
Right.
But it feels like the middle part of a trilogy. It definitely has that kind of like, right, so we need to move the story on to this point. How do we do that?
Right.
It does that quite efficiently.
I heard it was quite abrupt at the end.
It's very abrupt.
Yeah.
Like, because there was lots of side quests that were leading to this kind of interesting. Like, a lot of the side quests are quite interesting, and there's elements you'll think, oh, that's something cool. Like, I don't want to spoil anything because there's not that many side quests, so I don't want to go into too much depth. But there was definitely wee crumbs that was leading me to think there was something bigger coming.
Okay.
And then you complete the game, and you're like, all right.
Oh.
That's that then.
But I suppose it's about the journey more than the destination in that respect.
Definitely, I totally agree. It plays really well. The levels are well designed. Unlike, did you play the last Deus Ex game?
I did, but I didn't get on with it.
Like, because people kept saying, "Oh, we've redesigned the bosses." I fought one boss the whole game, and it's the last boss who you don't really have much of a choice.
Yeah, we redesigned it by removing them.
Pretty much. Well,
okay.
I don't know. Like, there's you end up having lots of conversations with certain people, like the big intense ones where you've got what kind of personality are they and stuff. Right. And I don't know if failing that means it would have led to fights.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was just like, oh, did I just like jam my way through not having to fight folk?
So like most of the bosses, if they are bosses, are just kind of chats.
Yeah, like
that's good. That's nice.
But I enjoyed it. I think the game world is beautifully designed, like how it's like put together, and how more than the story, the way the areas are, the where you play. So like the game, the kind of only big hub is Prague, and there's another kind of part called Golem City. And it's how the areas in the game world shows how run down and oppressed everything is, way more than the story does.
It's environmental storytelling, isn't it?
It is environmental storytelling, but I think that's what it excelled at. But it still has loads of weird glitches. Like, every time I loaded it up, it gave me like free experience points.
That's good.
Like, pretty much free upgrades. So like by near the end, my Adam Jensen was like way more powerful than he should have been. I was like, well, fuck it.
How do you feel about Adam Jensen?
I think he's bland as fuck.
Yeah.
He's a really boring... He's not even a proper cipher. Because I can't feel like I can put my personality on him.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't feel like you're projecting Scott White onto that.
Yeah, it's like when you have something like Mass Effect, for the most part, you kind of can explore the relationships and kind of like play Shepard kind of the way you want to. Not totally. But this, no, you're just a boring guy.
Yeah,
a really
I do feel
boring guy.
I'm not a big Mass Effect person either, but I do feel that when I play, that Shepard is my Shepard.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's what I was kind of getting at, whether that's the same kind of way as in...
Yeah, it's more like you're either the kind of good Adam Jensen or the slightly not as good Adam... There's not really even an arsehole Adam Jensen. No. It's just like bland Adam Jensen or rude Adam Jensen, so...
Adam Jensen or Jensen Button?
Jensen Button.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Nice.
He'd support you.
Maybe.
And I've been playing Ghost Trick on the DS. So I think I mentioned that in the last podcast, but I've still been playing that and enjoying that.
Would you stop banging on about Ghost Trick?
I know, I can't stop. I can't help myself.
I liked it. There was that, I think I played it on the iPad.
Oh yeah, well there's the iOS version. It's the 3D. Well, it's the DS version. I say I'm playing it on just because I found a copy really cheap.
Right.
That's brilliant. Just brilliantly designed, great puzzles, and Attack on Titan, the new Attack on Titan game, which we're going to be talking about in a bit more depth in a minute. But I've been enjoying it. Like, it's not great, but it's kind of like that weird. It's like, you know, everyone talks about there's not like B tier games like that kind of. They're not the big AAA games, but those games that just kind of fit right in the middle between indie and like the big games.
Okay, yeah.
It's totally that.
Mm-hmm.
It's made by the guys who made Dynasty Warriors. You can totally tell it's made by the guys who make Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
It's good fun. I've heard it's quite short, so I've only really played it for like maybe 2 or 3 hours, and apparently I've probably only got about another 2 or 3 hours left.
Oh, great. I love a short game.
Oh yeah, me too. Fucking, I love a short game.
Again, that's why Abzu's amazing. Like 4 hours done.
Oh, that's good.
But I think you can tell how good a game is when you're talking. You say it's good, but you go, it's good.
Yeah,
and you're like, I get it.
Aye,
yeah, I know what you mean.
It's not brilliant, but when I traded in No Man's Sky, I had to get something.
How good did it feel trading in No Man's Sky? I felt incredible. So empowering.
I'm still like, my line with No Man's Sky is that I think it's a good idea. I think a lot of their execution is really good.
Yeah.
It's not quite the game I thought I was getting, but I don't know if that's because I refused to watch trailers and I was like, no, I want to keep it a secret.
Yeah. I certainly don't feel cheated of my money or my time with No Man's Sky, but I think after putting like 20 hours in, despite the amount of stuff there's meant to be, I felt I'd seen it all. So
I think it'll be like a Destiny style game, which I've kind of said before. I think in a year's time there'll be so much more stuff to it that it will become like, oh, you have to get back into this.
I mean, I don't mind. That's what I did with Destiny.
But yeah, I think I'll be happy to do that. But I don't go as far as some to say like, oh, it was missold. It was.
No, I don't believe it was.
I was cheated out. It's like, no, if you look at what they said, that's what you got.
Yeah, they didn't really necessarily lie at any time. Or
aye, folk just watched the trailer, and then they were like, oh, I'll buy it based on that.
This is my key. This is my passport to another dimension.
Yeah, I think that's
no, it's not.
Great. Anyway, right.
Hiya.
We're going to go on to our first feature. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. Like, this is it.
The big time.
I'm on BitSocket.
At least you got the name.
I did it.
You did it. Well, I guess it's confession time. We were going to do 5 Minutes in Heaven with Attack on Titan, but the level I was going to get Gavin to play, where you take control of Eren in his Titan form, was inaccessible when I went to load it up. Apparently you either only get to play it once, or need to get an S rank, which under the pressure of Gavin's gaze, I couldn't achieve. It was like the man in the museum said, when pointing to a statue of the upper half of Julius Caesar, it was a bust. So, I thought I'd play more of the game myself and do a wee review. So here goes. Attack on Titan, developed by Omega Force, is both amazingly great fun and pretty boring. The star of the game is the 3D manoeuvring gear. This is how you get about the levels and the most important tool in your arsenal for taking down the Titans. No game since Spider-Man 2 the movie has realised a form of motion in such a brilliant way. Tricky to begin with and then revealing subtleties as you play, it's a thing of wonder. The combat as well, lifted straight from the series, works brilliantly, chopping the Titans into bits before absolutely subjugating those sweet napes. The thing is, that's pretty much most of the game. The levels are similar in design to those found in Dynasty Warriors, giving you the chance to chase the objective or to save your teammates. But again, that's it. It's the same enemies in varying sizes and the same tactics you use on pretty much all of them. Some Titans are worth slicing and dicing for extra crafting parts, otherwise you'll just be aiming for those lovely kissable napes. Fans of the anime won't find too much has changed in the transition from screen to game, except in the epilogue that you need to trudge through some repetitive expedition missions to unlock. For all the boring bits though, I've quite enjoyed playing Attack on Titan. It's not made for all-day gaming sessions and it's not a big AAA experience. It's right in that lovely middle ground that seems to get smaller with every generation. I can imagine playing this on the PS2, albeit with, of course, significantly graphical downgrades. If you're a fan of the series and just have to play it, then chances are you've already bought it and you don't give it a flying 3D manoeuvring gear, with what I think. And if you're not a fan, you probably just don't give a fuck. But it's a fun game for those of us who love to pretend to be teenagers and cut up naked men. Now, Gavin, do you prefer Gav or Gavin?
I don't have a preference. People tend to gravitate towards Gav.
How about Spencey?
Without my permission, definitely not Spencey. Yes, Spencey, I love it.
Do you?
Yeah, before they end up... It'd be funny to call him Spencey because he doesn't like it.
Spenso?
Spenso's good.
Pez? Can I call you Pez?
No, I've got a friend called Pez.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Alright then.
So,
but I don't know them though.
Leave it.
Alright, okay then. How about... No, I'll stick with Gavin.
Is Joe not coming right enough?
Right. Up first, we're going to do one of our traditional features.
I'm a traditional guy.
I like giving you a wee slice of what it's like to be Joe. Me glaring at him and posing him questions that are too hard for his wee brain to deal with.
Slipping your hand down the front of my trousers.
Are you wearing,
Get out of there.
are you wearing super dry boxers?
I am.
Nice.
They won't be super dry in a minute. Weep.
Sinister Bottom.
Oh no!
Exactly.
The one that I was like, I hope they don't do that because I'm terrible at that.
Sinister Bottom is a feature where I take the name of some new video games and also at least 2 old ones and put them through thesaurus.com and you've got to try and figure out what game that I have thesaurused.
I think maybe the reason I feel so close to Joe is that he's as bad at it as I am.
Yeah. Well, I think these are quite straightforward.
You went a bit Kermit the Frog.
I think these are quite good.
Okay,
first one. Internal.
Is it inside?
It is.
Whoa,
well done.
There we go.
That was my wee starter. Did you enjoy the starter?
That was the easy one.
That was a wee Haggis, Neeps and Tatties Ghetto.
Ghetto.
Slayer is stiff.
I have a bet. Slayer is stiff. Killer is hard.
Is that a game? Is that a game that exists?
I don't know.
Are you taking the piss?
No, I don't play computer
You get 'em
games.
up? Killer is dead.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. That's why I've got terrible recall on these things.
Do you?
And I don't play computer games.
Oh well, then you get 5 points straight away. Burial Bandit.
Burial Bandit. Burial Bandit.
I think this one's quite easy, but Alison disagreed when I tried it out last night.
Is it Funeral Criminal?
Is that
Funeral?
famous game?
Yeah, that's the next thing that Hideo Kojima's doing.
Funeral Criminal.
I don't know.
Tomb Raider.
Shit on me.
Maybe after the podcast.
Okay.
Creator Consumer 2. Creator Consumer 2. Sometimes it works to pick one word and think, right, what's another word for this?
Creator Consumer 2.
So I'll give you a clue. 2 is 2.
Is it a sequel to a game?
It is a sequel.
Is it Metroid 2? No,
Metroid.
Is it Metroid 2?
Aye.
Yay.
Because that's a word you can put into the thesaurus, and it comes out with that.
Look, I'm just trying to hide my ignorance with humour, okay?
Tell you what, have an actual guess.
Consumer.
So what are you doing if you're consuming something?
Well, you can either eat it or you can buy it.
Okay.
Give me it again.
Creator Consumer 2. It's the sequel to the famous Creator Consumer 1.
Something Eater 2.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Now think hard.
See, I don't genuinely play a lot of computer games.
Okay. Are you giving up?
Yeah.
God Eater 2.
God Eater 2, come on.
Hi. It's a game. So far you've got 1.
Yes.
1 out of 4.
I was very worried about doing this because I'm so bad at it.
Yeah.
But at least I've got 1.
See, the thing is, I'm always glad that Joe doesn't really do this feature back to me because I'd be hopeless at it. Last one. You'll get this. Scoundrels.
Scoundrels?
Scoundrels.
Is it? Metroid 2. I don't. My mind goes blank when these things happen. I'm a bad guest, I'm sorry. I don't belong here in the big time.
You don't.
You've proven it.
I know, but we're going to keep proving it.
The first feature you bring in is this one.
I know. Right, what do you think? Scoundrels?
Scoundrels. Badman.
You got it in 1.
Is it Bad Lads?
It's Bad Lads 2.
Is it Bad Lads on PlayStation?
It's Worms.
Is it really?
Worms, yeah. Scoundrels.
That's
Worms.
good. That's good.
You know, you're always out in the back garden digging up the scoundrels.
You're like, these scoundrels.
Oh God, there's a scoundrel on the path.
You ever eaten a scoundrel?
I've not, but I hear if you cut a scoundrel in half, the 2 halves go the opposite direction.
Sorry, I'm rubbish at that.
That's okay. We've got another feature that you can have a shot at as well.
I didn't think about the competitive element.
Yeah.
That much. I didn't prepare.
It's not really about games. It's more about me and Joe quizzing each other.
Trying to make each other look stupid.
Pretty much. It's not been about games from day one.
Yeah. Well, you should really smash that GMA over your knee then, shouldn't you?
I tried, but it's too hard. It's harder than my knee. We can both agree. Sinister Bottom.
A disaster.
Yeah, I bottomed you.
You absolutely, yeah, I'm sunk.
In a sinister manner, I bottomed.
Consider
bottomed
me
you.
bottomed.
So next up then, another classic feature. And by classic I mean I had to make it last night during the Bake-Off because I forgot to do features until last night.
Jeez, oh.
I was all prepared to do like, I'll do this, I'll do that, and then it got to like 8:30 and I was like, oh shit, I've not done anything yet. So
It's
I was
a
like,
different world at the top of the mountain, and you don't even seem shaken. That's the kind of level
I know.
that a GMA award-winning host is at.
you make me blush. So, Metacrockofshit is a game when I delve into the user reviews on Metacritic for some pretty well-regarded games. And I'm going to read you some of these reviews. And then you're going to have to guess what game it is they're talking about.
Right.
Now, I try and make these quite easy because I know I could just pick any old shite where someone doesn't even reference what the game is like. But I try to not do that.
You've done your research.
'Cause I'm a good guy. So this review is by Faustito. A game where you fight against corporations, feeding another corporation. DLC, microtransactions, bad port, and the extreme sell-out campaign ruined the original spirit of the saga. A very sad story for true fans. So this will be a recent game. So talk about
Corporations feeding corporations.
microtransactions, a bad port.
It's not. It's not an Assassin's Creed game, is it?
It's not an Assassin's Creed
Shit.
game.
In a barrel.
Would you like another guess?
No.
It was Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
I hate Deus Ex though.
And what score do you think the Faustito gave that?
It's on a 10 rating, isn't it?
Out of 10.
Sounds like a 4.
It was a 0.
A 0? You're
0.
joking? Oh.
So you can't, like, the Metacritic review scores, it's all or nothing.
All or nothing.
Uh,
That's a nice little hint for later.
Up next we have Riflenator 1234.
And what did this guy say?
Okay, this game is badly designed and it's a total butt to people who don't like hard games in a very better than you manner. It's baffling to me that a game can show some excellent design philosophy and then proceed to do something so egregious as to cause a user to repeat a very slow and boring section over and over. This game is poorly designed, and while it can be enjoyed by most, those that take issue with the small things should avoid this entirely.
Idiots might like it, but I'm smart, so I didn't, is what he's saying.
So it's a new game. All these are new games.
Okay, I don't really play games.
I know. You've played this one though.
Have I?
Yeah, because I know you have. 'Cause I do my goddamn research.
Shit.
I've been watching you for months.
Damn. It's not Abzu, is it?
It's not.
A game that I've played recently. I only play like Destiny and Grand Theft Auto.
Well, you're gonna have to
To
go
be fair, he
first.
does describe Destiny. You do the same thing over and over again, and
Well,
it's boring.
Is that your guess?
Yes.
It was Fury.
Ah, crap. I tell you what, that is a shitty game.
There's weird bits of that review that I kind of agree with, in that it was I thought, this game looks really good. And then I was like, oh, that well.
A huge disappointment. I was thinking about that in terms of like my least favourite games. I don't care if a game's bad.
Yeah.
Like, I can forget about that instantly, but the things that stick with me is a game like Fury. You look at it and you say, that looks amazing, and it's just so boring.
Yeah, that's a shame. What score do you think Riflenator 1234 gave that?
Well, I'm going to say a 0.
A 0? It was a 4.
Oh, shit.
It was a 4.
I said 4 last time.
Because they said at the end, the game's poorly designed while it can be enjoyed by most. So that's a 4.
At least he's given something to the idiots.
Exactly, you need to give something to the idiots.
Why I'm on here.
Up next is Beast Mode 2449. And Beast Mode has to say, no story. No idea what is going on throughout the game, other than... Now, I don't know if this is a spoiler for the game, so I'm not going to say it, because I've not played it. Both endings are stupid. Game is crazy short, then the ending starts to get exciting, picking up the pace, then all of a sudden it feels like getting blue balls. Credits roll, then an overwhelming feeling of getting kicked in the nuts for spending $20 on... this. Wait till it drops in price for $5 on Xbox Live Gold.
Sounds like they're talking about Destiny again.
It's not Destiny.
Damn it.
So think about new games.
It'll be Destiny eventually, won't it?
No.
Oh. I was kind of hoping on that. I was kind of counting on that.
It's a new game, short.
A new short game.
Well, that's what it's saying. It's short.
It's not Abzu, is it? Is it 10-Second Ninja?
It's not. It is. It's Inside.
How could MD have a bad word to say about Inside?
Well, this guy has Beast Mode 2449 has see how many bad words? 74 bad words to say about it.
Beast Mode, I respect your name, but...
And what score do you think Beast Mode gave that? So, not happy with the price, not happy with the game, thought it was boring.
I'm still going to say he's going to give it something. Because somebody like Beast Mode's got to give something back. I'd say give it a 2. Four
Four again, I know.
Generous beast mode.
I know. Up next is Your Mum Washes.
True. Margaret.
Another gaming industry disgrace. It's not a game. It doesn't have gameplay elements. It doesn't have any purpose to play it, and it's criminally short. The same travesty as Journey. If you like real games, avoid at all costs. Your Mum Washes is quite angry about this game.
Is it Abzu?
It is Abzu.
Yeah!
You finally got one.
Is it King of Fighters?
And Your Mum Washes, what did Your Mum Washes give that?
I'm going to have to say 0.
1.
Ah, crap.
1 out of 10. Last one. So far you've got not one. Not one right.
I got Abzu right.
Oh fuck, no, you're right actually. The one there.
Thank
so
you.
1 out of 4. 1 out of 4.
As long as the next one's Abzu, I'm sorted.
Oh, this is not a true, and I'm not saying the name of the series because that'll give away. This is not a true blank game. So much so that it's hard to think. It's hard to not think of it as a declaration of creative bankruptcy. Chibi characters in a series that's known for its haunting, eerie atmosphere. Random space marines in a series known for its strong protagonist. Nintendo truly has fallen from grace.
Is it Metroid Prime Federation Force?
It is.
Yay.
Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Do you fancy that game?
I've heard the football game's quite good.
Yeah, you like the
I've
football,
not played
don't
it.
you?
Oh, I love the football.
You
I love
love the football.
I love the Jers and the Command. Wraith. I'm a big Wraith Rovers man.
Is that right?
If there might be. Fuck it. It's Nintendo own it. They can do what the fuck they want.
Well, that's true. It doesn't mean... I don't think necessarily they're going to be... They didn't not make another proper Metroid game
Yeah.
to make this.
Aye. It's obviously right now they didn't have anything else they really wanted to do, and someone was like, why don't we do something a bit like Monster Hunter but with shooting? And they're like, what can we attach that to? Well, Mario doesn't have a gun. Link has a bow and arrow. It's not really a gun. Does Wario have a gun? No, right. Metroid.
Yeah.
She has a gun.
It's so wild. I've said it so many times. I don't know why there's no Metroid stuff.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, I've got a Samus Figma. We can look at it later.
Oh, excellent.
Anyway, 2 2 out of 5. That's not too bad. Joe, that's not quite as good as Joe, but no, it could be worse.
I could never be as good as Joe.
I know.
I'll try and do his laugh.
So, what score do you think? Oh, I didn't even say who reviewed that. That was 7 Rue 3 Gam 3 I believe it's meant to be True Gamer.
Oh.
But it's 7 Rue 3 Gam 3
But they've been forced to use letters and numbers in that way.
So, what score? Creatively bankrupt, chibi characters.
I'm going to have to go with a 0.
It was a 2.
Fuck!
I know. I set you up earlier and you fell.
Well, you know, it's like when you say it's either all or nothing, and then it definitely isn't.
I know.
I'm not bitter about it.
It's false advertising.
A little bit.
It's like saying this podcast is funny.
It is. It's really good.
Up now, Gavin has a feature for us. So what brilliant feature do you have in store for me?
That's right. I'm in the driving seat now.
Yeah.
Is it canon?
Oh, I've not played this before.
Well, is it?
Yes.
Right, so being an expert on the supernatural and the macabre, I thought I'd do something that we call in the industry a deep dive
Okay.
in one of the most beloved and frankly terrifying game series of all time, Splatterhouse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you ever played Splatterhouse?
I haven't.
No? Really?
I've watched a video about it once.
Watched a couple of Let's Plays.
Let's Plays video. What up's your boy?
I've got a series of statements about the Splatterhouse series, and Scott, it's going to be your job
Yeah.
to tell me if it's Splatterhouse canon or if it's an absolute pile of steaming horse apples.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay. Splatterhouse, if you don't know, at home, it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up, lots of blood, gore and monsters. It's been heavily influenced by American and European horror films. Quite a controversial title in its day. You're fighting all sorts of things, skinned babies hanging from nooses and the like. It's pretty grim. But let's get on with it. Okay? You ready?
Okay.
Question 1.
Mm-hmm.
This involves a wee bit of setup, so please
All
stay
right.
with me.
Okay.
The 1988 original game revolves around Rick, who's a Jason Voorhees-looking prick who's fighting to save his girlfriend Jennifer. At the end of the game, Rick finds Jennifer caught in a room full of monsters. As all the monsters run off, Jennifer's delighted to see Rick, only to suddenly transform into a monster herself.
Oh.
Rick is forced to fight her or die by her hands. She occasionally reverts to human form, whimpering and begging for help. Once she's battered, she reverts to her normal form one final time and thanks Rick before dying in his arms. Is that canonical?
Oh right, I was so swept up in your words.
It's my narrative.
Yeah, it was good. Canon. Why not?
It is canon. Yes, it's horrific.
It's the worst canon.
One of the first instances in our youth where we find out that life is just one big kick in the fucking face and arms. Question 2.
Mm-hmm.
The original game takes place within the grounds of the West Mansion, where you fight hordes of monsters brought by the experiments of evil Dr. West. When Namco were designing the game, they made sure to include several references to real-life grisly events, leading to Dr. West's full name eventually becoming Dr. Fred West. Is it canon?
Oh, it's it bad? I want it to be canon so hard.
It could be. There's a lot of references in this game.
It's not canon.
No, it's not canon. It's Dr. Henry West, Desperado.
Imagine it had been Fred West, though.
I could see it happening, because like, you can imagine like Namco back in 1988 being like, fuck it, that'll be funny.
Yeah, that's whatever.
Question 3. Rick gets his superhuman powers from the Terror Mask, a mask possessed by the spirit of a benevolent demon with its own agenda. At the end of the third game, the mask's spirit possesses the remains of the game's final boss, ready to take over our dimension. But Rick discovers his true power has been inside him all along, allowing him to defeat the spirit. Is that canon?
No, it's not canon.
It's canon.
Oh, right.
One of the first instances of our youth where we find out that anything is possible if you believe in yourself and find your inner strength.
This is love. Did you learn a lot from Splatterhouse?
I did. Man, I kind of based my life on it, man.
Alright.
I kind of based my life on it.
Explains the mask. Which is falling.
I know, the fuck, seeing the real me. In the graveyard. So I'll start this bit again. In the Japanese-only game for the Famicom, Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti from 1989, the graveyard boss of the first level rises from the ground, a vampire dressed in a red jacket, not dissimilar to that of the frightful face of Funk himself, Michael Jackson. Music eerily reminiscent of Thriller starts, and as the villain attacks, he moonwalks across the graveyard and his minions do a synchronised dance. Is it canon? From Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti.
Canon.
It's canon.
Is it actually canon?
Yep, and it's worth looking into if you haven't seen it. It's very entertaining.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's like Michael. Miss you, love you. Every day. You're doing really well on Is It Canon?
I've done it, what, is it 3 out of 4?
You've got 3 out of 4, and you've got one final one.
Okay. I can do this.
The 2010 Splatterhouse remake has had quite an extreme tone, really pushing the limits of what audiences would find acceptable. For example, the title of Chapter 2 is Suck My Dick, Dr. West. Is that canon? It's a very extreme game. This is 2010.
What was it called? What was the chapter?
Chapter 2. Suck My Dick, Dr. West.
That can't be canon.
You're right, it isn't canon.
Oh.
You know me too well.
Did it have chapter names even similar to that?
No, they're all like...
Chapter 2, Hospital.
A graveyard full of dead things.
Oh, because that'd be so good.
Munching down on skeleton bones and things like that.
Oh.
Yeah, but no, unfortunately not. Splatterhouse is a very interesting series, even if it isn't very good.
That should be your pitch to do the next one.
Yeah.
So what's your pitch? Well, I don't think the games are particularly good, but
they're interesting.
They're interesting, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. And is that not all you need these days?
Mm-hmm.
Look at No Man's Sky. Am I right? It's my life's work to go on everybody's podcast and do that wanker English accent that offends everybody.
Yeah.
Where is he?
And now it's time to say your bit.
Love that name.
I think it's Joe's proudest creation. That and the name BitSocket.
Did he come up with BitSocket?
It came to him in a dream. I mean that sincerely. Joe said, because originally we thought of what was the name? Blue Wizard is Dead.
Nice.
Joe was like, oh, that's good. And I was like, that's cool from Gauntlet, that's nice.
Yeah.
A game we've never once spoken about in 5 years of videos and 53 podcasts. And then he had a dream where we were doing a video show called BitSocket, a name that means if you Google us, you will never find us. You'll find links to like the Halfords website.
Yes, yeah.
Or people trying to fix their computers.
Yeah, if you search for our podcast, nothing comes up either, so it's alright.
So anyway, this week we asked, tell us about your scariest video game experiences. Firstly, before we go any further, present your supernatural credentials.
Me?
No, the ghost.
Oh, okay.
The ghost of Joe.
I am the co-creator and co-host of Supernatural Entertainment System, the premier paranormal podcast, in which we discuss the latest supernatural news, paranormal news. We do features. It's very much the scary bit socket.
Mm-hmm. That would be something you could say.
Yeah.
You could say that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, we're not.
Because we've got a brand to uphold, and a kind of level of like a standard of quality.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that being here today.
The less about that, the better.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gavin, you're going to read from Facebook first.
That's true. Yeah, I'm down here in the social media lounge.
And I'm just going to say we got probably the most responses we've ever had. So if we don't read out your suggestion, it's just because I really want my dinner.
Mm-hmm. It's tough titty, isn't it?
Yeah.
The quintessential stud muffin Simon Marshall sent us this, saying the opening of Dead Space when Isaac first encounters the necromorphs. As he finally made his way, he's writing a wee lovely wee novel here. As he finally made his way into a secure and peaceful lift after a chase, a necromorph bursts through the doors, only for me to switch the console off and not play Dead Space again until months later. Terrifying.
Have you played Dead Space?
I love Dead Space. Yeah.
I think I got as far as chapter 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, it has to go off.
I'm not a big scary games kind of person.
Yeah.
I have my own story, my own answer to this question.
Yeah.
But I don't. Dead Space is just I seem to be able to run right through them. I like them a lot.
It's too scary for me.
Yeah.
It's always the music. I would always try and get someone to play it with me. I'd be like,
yes.
oh, someone want to hang out when I play a scary game? And folk would be like, no.
No.
And I'd be like, oh, right, fuck.
I tried to play a PT, the demo thing for ages, and I could only ended up doing it with me and 3 other people in the room.
Yeah.
And I was making my pal Jerry play it, and I was like, that thing where like you're looking at your phone
Yeah.
at the same time as you're watching it, and you know there's something scary, so you're looking down at your phone. There's a lot of that happening.
We filmed a feature that we never released. I can't remember. I don't think it was very good. But it was See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
Right.
So I was playing PT, but couldn't hear it.
Okay.
And Joe could hear it, but couldn't see it. It was a good idea, which we never did anything with.
Did you film it?
Yeah, we filmed it. It'll be on Joe's computer
It's
somewhere.
like one of those Lost Doctor Who episodes I've heard all about.
Almost.
Chris Booth says the music in Silent Hill 2 freaked him out. And everyone's very wordy on Facebook, aren't they?
They are.
I'm not used to being on
Poets.
a podcast where you get...
Questions.
No, well, you get responses that are even more than a sentence, you know? Hamson Hunt says he got an end gauge for Christmas.
Oh.
I could do my...
That was good.
Ross Falconer says he doesn't really get scared much with games. Fucking bragging. He gets...
I'm a big boy.
Yeah, exactly. When he was a kid, he turned off the music for Resident Evil 2. It just creeped him the fuck out. He couldn't listen to it anymore, that damn police station. And also similarly with Condemned. Do you ever play Condemned?
Oh, yeah. Again, played it for like 20 minutes and I was like, nah, off.
Gave me the willies.
Off.
Gave me the willies. Graham McNaught said PT also very tense from a few loops around the house, freaking him out more and more. And that flash of the figure coming up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's too much.
The scariest thing I've ever seen.
Scariest thing I've ever seen is the spider that's currently under the sofa in the room that we're in right now.
Are you serious about the spider under the sofa?
Fucking huge.
Oh. I don't mind
I
spiders.
saw a guy drop a spider on the street the other day.
What do you mean? Right, explain that.
I was on Argyle Street. It was on Sunday. Me and Ali had been to Next because she was looking at maternity clothes. We were walking, and then there was a guy sitting in a bollard outside Barclays Bank. And it looked like he dropped a pile or something. It looked like kind of grey. It looked like you know when you've got like a tumble dryer and you empty where all the ooze and stuff is.
You've emptied the ooze, yes.
The ooze. And it looked like a pile of that, like a wee grey pile of that. And then it moved. And then it just moved a wee bit, and he leant down and he picked it back up. And it was just his big grey hairy spider, and it was big. It wasn't like a tiny wee. It was like
an actual big tarantula-sized spider.
Yeah, and he was just sitting on a bollard outside Barclays playing my spider.
More power to him.
And I was like, I've spent so much time thinking about it. I'm like, I understand people have spiders for pets. That's cool, but why would you take it out of the house? Why would you be playing with it on a bollard outside Barclays Bank in Argyle Street?
I think if you're the kind of person that has a spider like that, you can just do whatever you like. Who's going to stop you?
I suppose
the police. Do you have much of an international audience, do you think?
We have a wee bit, yeah, but we can usually see where people download the podcast. I think usually it tends to be after like the UK, it's like America and like Australia.
I'd like to know, please send in to @BitSocket what do you call the oos in your tumble dryer? Do you call it oos in America or Australia?
I don't think people even call it that outside this room.
No.
Oos. What else do you call it, though?
It's the Oos.
It's not dust.
No, it's definitely not dust.
Clothes leavings.
Clothes leavings is probably what they call it in England. Yeah, everyone's kind of gone on the PT train. One guy, Luke Russell, says that when he was about 8, he used to play Turok on the PC. One day he tried to open it and an error popped up saying the program has performed an illegal action. I panicked and turned off the computer. I was terrified the police were going to come round for me after about a week and never told my parents.
I think that's why Joe stopped playing Shadow Warrior.
Right, yeah.
But he didn't even own it. It was like, because Joe's family were a Mac family, so everything they had was like demos off the front of like Mac World.
Yeah, Chessmaster and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember he stopped playing it because he realised it was an 18. I think he saw a naked woman in it. And he was like, right, we can't ever play that again.
Joe, man.
This demo for like Shadow Warrior, this pixelated naked woman.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we can't. I saw that and I had to hide the disc.
Pure as the driven snow, that boy.
The purest boy. So going on to Twitter, and again we got 1,000 responses, so we'll try and get through the ones
you
that.
It's 1,000 responses.
Aye, why not?
Sure.
Why not? So up first, we've got at Anti Bloom, who says Mickey Mouse Cast of Illusion. Never forget me and my sister playing it, and right a scary bit, my dad passed in the room steaming. He was just back from the pub, and me and my sister were traumatised. It's bad to laugh, actually.
Yeah.
That was very funny. Thank you.
Sorry.
Sorry. Let's have a look. Dan Douglas, in Body Harvest, when too many humans got eaten and the mutant assassin would spawn somewhere and track you down and murder you.
That does sound quite scary.
I've not played Body Harvest.
No.
So I can't say much to that. This is where usually Joe's quite good, because Joe...
Oh, here it comes.
I don't even know if he's even played as many games. I think he just lies. It's like, oh yeah, aye, that.
Right, I'll do that from now on then. I'll lie like Joe.
Bin Diesel at minute 50:72 says, remember my brother showing me the game D and assuring me it wasn't scary. Opened the first door and saw a guy pierced by spikes. Shat it big style. Again, I don't even know what the game D is, to be honest. When I was reading it there, I thought, does he mean he saw his brother's dick?
Does he mean initial D?
Is like a proper phobia of Eurobeat. Ross Fubister at 87 says, I wasn't allowed to play the New Zealand story when I was very young because being eaten by the whale boss utterly terrified me. He also found the graffiti of a crying Kiwi saying help me very unnerving. Dave Whitelaw at Meady2304 says, for a moment I almost considered buying an Xbox One, and he scared the shit out of himself.
Oh hey,
you've got an Xbox, don't you?
That's a cracker.
Do you get a lot of use out of it?
No, I got a lot of use out of it.
Oh,
because it doesn't get used. When my PlayStation broke down, I had to go send it away to get repaired. I had about 3 weeks with the Xbox One, and it was fine. But it's not been on since the PlayStation.
So did you just buy it to cover that 3 week period? I suppose you are Mr. Moneybags.
Well, it was nothing to me. The couple £100. No, I got one very cheap. I got a good deal on an Xbox One like a year and a half ago, and it's barely been on. What are you going to play on it? Crackdown's coming out.
That rare replay thing looks good, but you could probably just get you could play most of it on your computer probably.
Yeah, and half the games you're like saying, I'm going to play Jetpack. Like, no, I'm not.
Oh, finally I can play Jet Force Gemini again.
Aye.
Ian at Spectral Hand says, Gregory Horror Show, being caught at night by a pink lizard wielding a foot-long syringe, desperate for your blood. Terrifying. I'm assuming that's in the game and not when he was trying to play the game.
What do you think it is about your show that brings these folk out of the woodwork that play games that nobody else has played or heard of?
I've heard of Gregory Horror Show, I've just not played it.
No, you've not.
I think what it shows more is that I've played a woefully low amount of games compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
Or I've spent too much time playing not the wrong games, but not necessarily the right games.
Mate, I've spent the last 3 weeks playing nothing but Just Cause 3, and I'm having an amazing time, so I don't care.
See if you're having a good time.
That's it.
Chase your bliss.
Chase your bliss, exactly.
Chase your bliss.
Thanks for your understanding.
Cami Toman at Co-Mutiny says, being too feared, aged 5, by the self-destruct bit in Super Metroid that I couldn't sleep with the SNES in the same room. Oh, that's beautiful. Wait there, he was 5 years old and had the SNES in his room? That means he had a telly in his room? At 5?
Privilege.
Wow,
Because he comes from a big pipe dynasty.
The Citizen Kane of pipes. At Psych Tyson says, Ravenholm in Half-Life 2 was pretty intense. First half was quiet and creepy. Second half was frantic and stressful. It was too much. I'm trying to think if that's the bit where you go into a village and suddenly everyone's got head crabs. Because if it is, I know what he's talking about. If it's not, then I didn't play much more than that when I played Half-Life 2.
I have no clue what you're talking about, Psych Tyson.
Have you played Half-Life?
Yeah, but like on the Xbox 360, like maybe a decade ago.
I like the 360 version because you could do an invincibility cheat.
Oh, right, really?
Yep.
That's the pro life, though, isn't it?
At Nightmare Mode Go, it says Spawn the Eternal on PS1. There are bits between levels where you climb a spiral staircase, and the closer you got to the top, the worse those horrible sounds got. Scared the shite out of an 8-year-old guy. He actually wrote Sacred the Shite, but we get what you mean.
Oh, no, hey, don't put
Sacred
words in his
the
mouth.
Shite,
I'll
I
take
know.
words from his mouth.
Don't do anything with his mouth. I'm a married man. Jim the Schoolgirl at Jim the SG says, the regenerators in Resi 4, I shot one down and ran past it, and it immediately got up and bit him from behind.
Jim, how
Possibly
did you feel?
in the behind.
How did you feel? Were you scared? Fucking calm down.
Go through a few more, because we get a lot of responses.
Things down to the subject or down to me?
Well, the one that I meant,
Come on.
there's two different ones. There's one where I said we'll be joined by special guest Gav. That one got like 2 responses. The one that I just said the question. I think that was actually trending.
I see. I see.
That one was it not? In fact, I think I got retweeted off James Corden.
Well, I guess
There we go.
Can't win them all.
So
Pals with everyone.
I know.
It's because I'm fat.
You know what they say? Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
They say fuck off.
Jim at Let's Hug Bro, he has got a GIF to explain his scariest moment, and it's the bit in Mario 64 where the piano
Oh, yes.
grows teeth and attacks you.
Yes.
And it's terrifying.
Yes, it is very much so.
Even looking at the awful graphics of Mario 64.
Hey, leave it alone.
Oh, I was going to say I could get away with that when Joe's not here, because he still rates it as one of the best games of all time.
Yes. It's not.
In fact, there was a wee conversation underneath with lots of pictures between Let's Hug Bro and you crazy Uteraptor. Thank you. With lots of kind of scary pictures from Mario 64. There's lots of. It's a terrifying game.
It's an effed up game.
It is an effed up game indeed. Abby Bulmer says the original Tomb Raider on PC. So our big brother used to help her with the controls. She'd do the running and he'd shoot. All I knew about the game was eventually there'd be an Egypt level, and that's all I cared about. So when in the early game we found a Velociraptor, we both nearly weed ourselves trying to shoot and escape from the damn thing. I could also never get the music to work, so it was already an eerily silent game. I never heard the musical stings until years later. Immediately after the T-Rex stomped around a corner and ate us, I shrieked and turned off the game for about 2 weeks. Just a few more. Aidan O'Donnell, when I was in a save room in Fatal Frame and something walked past the camera. Oh, I don't like that.
When you think you're safe. Because
You're in a safe play. Oh no, I don't like that at all.
No.
I wouldn't play that. Texas Tom Alden says the entirety of the Fatal Frame series, which still distresses me when I remember it at night.
Hope he's alright.
He puts special blame on the crawling girl, the blinded woman, and girl in the well, all of whom have kept him from going downstairs for a glass of water at night because remembering them made him too scared.
Eesh.
That's a shame. At Wood Abba 2 says, going down the stairs to the hospital basement in Silent Hill 2, I heard a noise on the way down. This prompted me to run all the way back up the stairs, back to the last save point, and turn the game off, panicking all the way. I've done that in games.
A bunch of shite bags.
Hoisin Crispy Owl says, early in Bioshock, when you first pick up the shotgun, in replays I always got back up to that point and got too stressed out. I'm sure what happens is you grab the shotgun and I'm sure the lights cut out. I think Bioshock's one of the few kind of horror-y games I've completed. I'm not really a big horror fan, but Bioshock, it's not until I was kind of really into it that I realised this is a horror game.
Yeah, it's a nice mix, I think, that gives you enough time to kind of take your head out of the scary space and then get into the action, then get back in.
It's like Manhunt. Manhunt is a horror game, but you don't think about it until kind of later on. Yeah. If you know what I mean. I know it's a weird thing to say, but...
I bought that again on the PS4 recently.
Do you? I keep getting tempted to, but then I remember I always got really stuck at it really early on.
Yeah, especially now when you go back into it and you can't use the other stick to move the camera.
Oh fuck, it's fixed camera angles, isn't it?
Which is a nightmare. That's scary enough, isn't it?
I never played the sequel. The novelty had worn off, because I remember I got Manhunt when I was like 15. And the novelty pretty much was, here's the most violent game ever.
Yeah.
And I'm 15, I bought it because my mate worked in the game shop.
Mate, I can do it, I'm 15.
Exactly.
Can do what I like.
Then I showed it to my mum. Nah, that wasn't. My dad had to convince her not to take it off me. She was like, something's wrong with our son.
She's not wrong.
No, she isn't. Right, last few. Stephen McLennan says, getting an N64 for Christmas with FIFA 98 Road to the World Cup instead of GoldenEye. Nearly passed out from the terror. But you know what? Not everyone gets a Christmas.
Yeah, you consider yourself lucky, mate.
At Enchanting Duck, when there was anything remotely sexy on the screen as a kid, yes. And I knew it'd only be like a matter of time till your parents knocked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I still do that.
Yes. Really?
Yeah, no, if I'm sitting in the house and I'm playing something, like, it's always fucking Grand Theft Auto at all times. I'm sitting, and you'll be playing, driving along fine, then it'll just cut to a loading screen and it'll be some drawing of a lassie in a bikini or something. And that's exactly when Lindsay comes in. And every single time she goes, oh, aye.
I think Alison spent more time in the strip club in Grand Theft Auto than me.
Yeah?
Well, it might not be true, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah, what?
I've now made it canon.
Shut up.
Like last two. Stuart Fraser at Oofed Stuart. The bathtub scene from Eternal Darkness, properly stunned by fear and went immediately cold. A horrible time.
It's weird because these are like, if you were asking people for like funny experiences or something, they'd probably fall quite flat. But I think that
it's quite sad, this.
People are being quite honest.
Yeah.
And it's really funny.
It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moments. Last one, Michael DiPrato. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Two tiger snails appeared out of thin air and he had to get his sister to finish the level.
Tell me about it.
Heartbreaking. There's probably at least a few people have disclosed things that have probably shaped their lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
In negative ways.
I think a lot of people's lives are shaped by fear. That's one of the things that fascinates me so much about the macabre. And that's something we talk about quite a lot on Supernatural Entertainment System.
You've already had your plug. Don't make me cut more out.
Listen to Geshcast.
So, Gavin, tell me about a time a game was really scary.
PT was a big one for sure. That was an extremely harrowing experience. Even the new Resident Evil demo.
Yeah. That went off after 2 minutes.
Yeah. Again, make sure there's 3 of us there.
Yeah.
Made someone else play it. I'm quite happy to just watch someone. I don't think I'm interested in being in the room. I don't want to watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I want to be there when it happens. Be in the room where it happens. And then, but let someone else do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And I can just hide behind my phone and go up the stairs, press that button, go down the stairs. What are you not going down the stairs for? You know, that kind of thing. I'm a coward at heart, I guess. The other thing was, the thing that really made me think about times that I really properly shat it off a game, and it was, I think it's Silent Hill. Yeah. At one point, when you go into a bathroom, like in a school. And I'm just remembering this because, again, it's like one of those things where even when I was young, I made someone else play it.
Yeah.
But someone started crying in one of the cubicles. And I was just like, nope, that's the end of that. Let's get Gran Turismo back on and do another 120 lap race. Scott?
All right. Well, I've already spoken on the podcast before about how the music from Super Metroid was too scary for me. I remember it was, again, another feature that I think we filmed. We were going to do a video about in fact, no, we streamed it actually. Fuck, it's one of the few times we've ever tried streaming something.
Get your story straight.
And we played that game. Oh, what is it called? It's on the PS4 and it's on everything. It's that game in a hospital. Oh, what was it fucking called? It is
Funeral Graveyard.
Funeral Graveyard.
Was it Funeral Graveyard?
No, that's you lose a point there. Horror game PS4.
Tomb Raider 2.
Tomb Raider 2. It was called Outlast.
Oh, I'm thinking of a completely different game then.
Yeah. So it's one of the few games we've ever tried streaming, and it was Outlast. And I remember it was just waiting for the jump constantly, and that's what I don't like. It's actually that tense feeling.
You're going to get a fright.
Yeah. It's the reason why I'm not a big fan of films like Paranormal Activity and stuff. Yeah. It's not because I think they're scary. I don't like how they're put together. I don't like how it's constant. Like, you can do jump scares in good films, but I think that there's something very mathematical about them. It's almost like, right, so we build it up, then jump scare, then we build it up, jump scare, and I just don't find it like as terrifying. Like, I played a bit of Alien Isolation, and I thought that was a bit. I felt that was more. It was the atmosphere, like BioShock. Like, you are scared because to a degree you're on the back foot. Like in Alien Isolation, you're being hunted, and that's the fear. It's not just something jumping out at you, but you're you're kind of having to hide, and there's always the possibility you'll get found. BioShock, it's not until later on when you've got loads of plasmids that suddenly you're powerful enough to take on.
Yeah,
like,
you kind of lose a bit of that fear. Yeah,
it almost feels like for times you're like, oh shit, there's two of them.
Yeah, and now you're like, yes, there's two of them.
Yeah, exactly. And that happened in games like Manhunt as well. Even though I've not played loads of it, I know that eventually it moves from being hunted to being the hunter.
Yeah.
And that's quite empowering in a game. And some horror films do that as well. In fact, horror films do it very well, that idea that someone turns from being the victim to suddenly like, right, I can hold my own.
You turn the tables.
And some of the best horror films are kind of like that, like even more recent ones like You're Next and stuff. That's what that whole film's about.
Yeah.
But that sense of like when I was playing Outlast, like I'm constantly on edge, and I just don't like it.
I think that a reliance on jump scares shows that there's not a lot of like meat on the bone. And
Yeah.
the rest of they don't have enough ideas to actually creep you out. It's just because they know that a jump scare gets a reaction.
Yeah.
Like I've had Until Dawn under the PlayStation for about 6 months because I know it just pretty much relies on jump scares. Like that's what everyone who's played it has been like. That's the only thing that's got going for it, and I'm like, well,
I quite enjoyed Until Dawn, except for some of the bullshit bits near the end. But yeah, it exactly that. I think for that it's some elements of it kind of carried it for me. It was one that me and Alison played through, so I'd play it and she'd watch and got quite into it that way.
I'm quite into that, but like I wanted to do that at home, and I was saying to Lindsay, let's play Until Dawn. It'll be cool. And she's like, get to fuck. There's no chance I'm watching the end of that. I'm like, all right, okay. So, but there's been genuine games like Dark Souls and other games that have really got me without having to rely. It still had jump scares, but there was also just bits where you just felt totally overwhelmed. Yeah,
and that I think's more frightening, especially because games are all about you being in control. And when a game's like, well, we've given you all this stuff, but you're still going to struggle. Yeah,
it's the feeling there's another mind at work. That it's not just throwing, like as you say, jumps at you. There's something else actually thinking. You're playing against something.
Yeah.
You're not playing through something, you're playing against something. I think that's a big thing.
And Left 4 Dead and other games like that as well did that quite well. The whole idea that the zombies were all kind of being directed to no two experiences would be the same. Anyway.
What a good wee games chat.
What a good games
Welcome
chat.
to the Gamer Zone.
# content. So, people know all about bits. If you're listening to this, you already know where you can find us. But of course, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter, @BitSocket. You can watch our videos. Now, last week we had a big kind of week of content, so we put our live show up on, certainly the podcast is on iTunes at the Acast website. You can watch the live show on YouTube. I'll be honest, I think it's best to watch it because there's loads of visual stuff. Please watch it. We also did a 5 Minutes in Heaven with binaries, which was really good fun, and I did a review for Deus Ex as well. So remember, you can always like the videos, you can subscribe, and you can read them as well, because it's your boy BitSocket. But where can people find out more about you, Gavin?
Me specifically, you can
except
follow me
for the Sex
Twitter.
Offenders Register.
Oh, come on now. That's in my past. You can follow me on Twitter @GeshGav. You can find our podcasts that I do. You can find our gaming one at GeshCast. And at SNES_podcast for the Supernatural one. Please do, as we put a lot of work into it and we get fuck all back.
Nice. So, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast with our third guest presenter.
So what a privilege. Can I just say it's been great to come here and see the setup and get to see how the professionals do it. You've been a real inspiration to the little guys like us, and I can only say thank you very much.
Thank you. That means a lot. I think we now should go and eat a lasagna.
You're right.
Well, remember, keep
Bite
it sucking.
beef.
I'll bite your beef.